I mean, look at the blooming...
That's super jaded, but probably true. Hi, everybody. This is Jason.
This is Pete.
And this is the Lost Legions podcast. And today we're going to talk to you about Legion bias, or not bias, or not enough data.
Contentious.
So, what we're talking about is I've been to 3 events so far. Pete, how many events have you been since 2.0 started?
3. Yeah, 3.
Okay.
That took a while.
The exact same 3.
No.
Oh, different ones.
I went to Bournemouth. And you attended to mine. Well, I hosted mine.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So we both attended. Pete's attended 4 events, but he's only played in 3 because that's how special he is. But what I've noticed, and so what I'm kind of wondering, what I want to talk to Pete about and bring up to you guys, and have you guys chime in about this, is, and I haven't seen this in just regular games, but there seems to be a tendency for the Loyalist legions to win a lot more games in every event I've been in than I'm wondering if, in general, the Loyalist legions are a little stronger. And again, I think any legion can win against any other legion. So I don't think that this isn't definitive, but I think you have iron hands. I think you have the fists. I think you have space wolves. You have really powerful legions on the Loyalist side. And I'm not sure that the traitor side kind of has those exact same legions. Has that same kind of power, bulk power, easy point and click, kill you lists.
I think,
But I like that Pete does not seem to agree with me. I want to hear his opinion on this.
So my opinion is I don't think we have enough battle data.
Yeah.
To determine this just yet. However, looking at the legions going through them in my head just now, so you've got a lot more simple and easy to understand legions, I'd argue, on the Loyalist side.
Yeah.
Than you have on the traitor side. And what I mean by that is Iron Hands. We're strong. We're just tougher than everything else. So we just live for longer, right? Imperial Fists. We're a better shot than everyone else.
Well, I mean, they a lot of gunline, the Ultramarines as well, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Really strong legion.
The Dark Angels can sort of flip around a little bit between different things. You can have your Bolter Marines being extra strong, can't you?
I would argue that they're not one of the stronger legions.
No, I'd agree.
Unless you kind of have to, I don't know. I think they can be really, really strong, but you have to do it. You have to learn how to do it.
Yeah.
I think that like I said, any legion can win against any other legion, but I think that I think there's some more initially strong, easier to use, and this isn't player skill, right? This is not I'm not saying, oh, you're dumb if you use Imperial Fists. I'm saying if you're a fucking great player, Imperial Fists are going to be a nightmare to play against. And Iron Warriors. I think Iron Warriors are really strong on the traitor side, but I think that they're one of the only really strong, kind of straightforward legions to play, because they could just form a gun line with the Fury of Olympia, I believe it is, and then they're really strong, really powerful,
definitely
add a lot of tanks, and and then again, it's the same step up. You put that into a good player's hand, and they're a nightmare to deal. They go from super strong to a nightmare.
Yeah, exactly. They're maximizing on a core. The armies we've just mentioned maximize on core mechanics of the game. Yeah. Very plainly and simply, transparently in your face. This is what we are good at.
Yeah.
Here's 50% of the game is shooting or whatever. That's that. I'd argue Space Wolves, you could say, when we put them in the S tier on our rankings, didn't we? So you could argue that, I don't know how you'd feel about this, Jay, but they just always be running, right? Always run and charge. Just go. which
that's
is,
why
which
I kind
is
of
a simple
that's
thing
why I kind of rank them as one of the ones that I think people are having an easier time using, because the general idea of you charge forward as fast as you can, you get into combat and you punch people, I think works really well, right? Like, so I mean, I think that a lot of these legions that are very powerful and more straightforward to use. I think straightforward is a better way of saying it than saying easier. Like, they're more straightforward to use. And even when you're better at playing, you can capitalize that on that even harder than some of the legions I think that are more finessey to use.
Yes.
Right? Like, you know, you have your Night Lords, your Blood Angels, like your Raven Guard, especially. I think like Raven Guard are super finessey to use. But I think that what I've seen, and like maybe again, like you saying, we don't have enough data, but maybe I think also it is that we haven't been playing this edition long enough for people to kind of just like fall into wrote lists for each legion. Like, people are still learning things, and it just seems to me in every event I've been in. And again, like, this is where I would love to hear from you guys. Like, overall, the Loyalist seems to be disproportionately winning the games in the events. Like, it doesn't seem to be 50-50. I've never really seen the Traitors smash, in one round, but like mainly I've seen the Loyalists consistently be ahead in the events.
Yeah. Let me look at the event I just hosted, right? It was the Loyalist nearly had double the victory points come the end of it, and and part of that's going to be down perhaps to the different players as well as not just the legion. Well, of course, a big part was going to be down to the players, right? The missions were all relatively balanced, I'd argue, as well. They weren't necessarily Loyalist or Traitor specific missions. I think you're right. I think so on the Traitor side, we've got Iron Warriors.
Which I think are pretty straightforward. Like,
that's what I'm getting. I think they are the ones that are straightforward. I don't think there are many others that are straightforward. Potentially Death Guard, if you unpack it for what it is.
Yeah. So, but I also think Death Guard have like a lot of different ways you can play them. I think this is also the other thing. Some legions have a lot of different ways to play them, which make them like a little less straightforward.
Yeah.
But yes, I think you're right. The Legion, I think it's kind of like Iron Warriors, then Death Guard, maybe then Sons of Horus. Like, they're melee.
That's maybes, right? Whereas I think we've got on the Loyalists, you've got Iron Hands, Imperial Fists for sure. Then you've got probably Ultras, probably Space Wolves.
Yeah. Like kind of the next tier down.
Yeah.
And we're literally, I'm just talking about straightforward, powerful.
Yeah, not easy to play as such, just like it's quite transparent how you should play them. And it's a big mechanic of the game to play it that way, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And then you get like 1,000 Suns on the Traitor side, which I think are very, very not straightforward to play. Like, but I mean, they possible really powerful combinations.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think they're very straightforward to play. And I just think that like, I think the Alpha Legion can be flexible. I think you could make a very straightforward Alpha Legion list because you could focus around any unit you want, right?
Yeah.
But like, again, there's so many different ways to play them because they're so flexible. Again, you might not see that. But you could make like a ghetto Imperial Fist list and take Carl's in a Spartan, right? Like, but again, like, I just feel like I think the most straightforward lists and legions are on the Loyalist side, and I feel like right now there might be a little bit of a Loyalist bias, and I feel like I've kind of talked you around a little bit to at least understand. My opinion is plausible because Pete in the beginning didn't agree with me. I know 100%,
and arguably this is going to get more that way, right? If you look at the what's the latest book called? The with the Custodes.
Liber Imperium. Yeah.
So Custodes and Sisters and Assassins can only be Loyalists.
So this was actually in my notes that I wanted to bring into this discussion, and you're just segueing perfectly into this. How do you feel like the Custodes, the Sisters. And
the Custodes list looks really strong from my initial look at it and from what people have been talking about. I don't know enough about the Sisters. I think the Sisters are going to probably, I would assume, be the more intricate and interesting way to access that book. The Solar Orcs look like they could be fun, but I don't think they look like they're particularly OP in any way, personally.
I've only had a little bit of interaction with them, and the units that I fought against were strong, but like I don't know how they are overall. Right?
Yeah,
but tanks can be strong, but
But you add the Custos into that mix alone. That's another huge boon for the Loyalists side, right?
And we don't have demons yet, but like, what do you think demons, do you think demons will balance this out? Do you think demons will turn this in the traitor side? How do you feel? Like, kind of your best guess. I know you don't know, but like.
My educated guess will be if they release a plastic line of miniatures specifically for Heresy era demons or something that they can bleed over, then they'll be very strong. Or if they don't, then they'll be trash. I mean, it's probably it's got to be it's got to be right. I'm sure there's definitely going to be something in it. If we see a huge new demon wave release coming, then guess what? I mean, look at the blooming.
That's super jaded, but probably true.
We're not a 40k podcast, but look at the squats that aren't squats, but they aren't squats, and they had to do an apology video. Jesus, James Workshop over there.
Well,
anyway.
We will see as it happens, and we'll come back to you and do some more videos, and we'll do something like this in the future too. After 6 months more has passed, and we've had some custodes, and we get some more field data, and we see like kind of what we're seeing in events. Please leave us a comment and tell us what you have been seeing in events. Again, this is not like you're playing with your friends across the table. This is like just kind of like multiple games. This is 20, 30 games happening in a day. 40 games even, right? Like, and it just seems that like 3/4 of them are being won by the Loyalists. So I'm just kind of guessing, like it seems to me, I was like, why? Why is this happening? And why is it happening in 3 different events? So let me know what you think. Pete and I kind of agree, kind of don't.
I think we're on the same wavelength, which is good.
We are on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
But thanks a lot for listening.
Yeah, thanks guys. Bye.